Welcome back to the Old Charles. Today we are going to explore the United States 1 dime from 1965 and its value for collectors and coin enthusiasts. If you have this coin in your collection or are thinking about starting a coin collection, this video is going to give you all the information you need to know. The 1965 dime is part of the Roosevelt Dime series, which began in 1946. The Roosevelt dime was designed to honor President Franklin D. Roosevelt, who played a key role in American history and led the country through the Great Depression and World War II. The obverse of the dime features a portrait of Roosevelt facing left, while the reverse has a torch on the center flanked by an olive branch on the left and an oak branch on the right. This design symbolizes liberty, peace and strength. Now let's talk about the metal composition. The 1965 dime is made from a clad composition, meaning it is made of an outer layer of copper, nickel bonded to an inner core of pure copper. This was a change from pre-1965 dimes, which were composed of 90% silver and 10% copper. The change in composition was due to rising silver prices, which made it expensive to produce coins with silver. Because the 1965 dime does not contain silver, its value is generally based on condition, rarity and demand rather than intrinsic metal content in circulated condition. Most 1965 dimes are worth their face value, which is 10 cents. However, collectors often look for coins in higher grades such as uncirculated or proof coins, which can be worth more. An uncirculated 1965 dime in excellent condition can sell for $1 or more depending on the market and the quality of the coin. Coins with special characteristics like errors or unusual mint marks can be worth even more. Collectors look for details such as sharpness of the design, absence of scratches and overall eye appeal when determining the value. One interesting fact about 1965 dimes is that they were the first year dimes were struck without any silver. This makes them historically significant because they mark the transition from silver coins to the modern clad coins that we use today. This historical context can also increase interest among collectors who are looking to complete a series of dimes from different years. If you are trying to find out the value of your 1965 dime, the first step is to examine its condition. Coins that are heavily worn have little value beyond their face value. Coins that are well preserved with minimal wear and clear details are more desirable. Professional grading services can provide an official grade which can help when selling or trading your coin. Another tip for collectors is to look at the mint mark, which can usually be found on the reverse of coins from this era. There may be coins minted in Philadelphia which have no mint mark, or coins minted in Denver which have a D mint mark. While the mint mark does not greatly affect value for common dates like 1965, it is still useful information for record keeping and completing a collection. In conclusion, the 1965 United States dime is an interesting coin with historical significance and collectible value. While most coins are worth just their face value, higher grade coins and those with special characteristics can fetch more. If you have a 1965 dime in great condition, it is worth checking the current market for collectors who are interested in Roosevelt dimes. Now let's dive into the history of the 1965 dime. The United States dime has a long and fascinating history dating back to the late 18th century. The first dimes were struck in 1796, and over the years several designs have come and gone. The 1965 dime belongs to the Roosevelt dime series, which was first introduced in 1946. The Roosevelt dime was created to honor President Franklin D. Roosevelt, who passed away in 1945. Roosevelt was a key figure in American history, leading the country through the Great Depression and World War II. He was also closely associated with the March of Dimes, a national campaign to fight polio which affected millions of Americans, including himself. His work with this organization inspired the decision to place his portrait on the dime. 1965 was a significant year in coinage history because it marked the first year that dimes and other small denomination coins were struck without silver. Prior to 1965, dimes were composed of 90% silver and 10% copper. Rising silver prices made it expensive for the United States Mint to continue producing coins with silver, so the Coinage Act of 1965 changed the composition to a clad sandwich of copper and nickel. This shift allowed the mint to produce coins more economically, and is why dimes from 1965 onward look similar to older silver dimes but have a different metal content. The design of the dime itself is also notable. The obverse features a portrait of Roosevelt by John R. Sinek, while the reverse shows a torch in the center representing liberty, flanked by an olive branch representing peace and an oak branch representing strength. The combination of these elements reflects the values that Roosevelt championed throughout his life. Collectors often find 1965 dimes interesting not because of silver content but because they represent a turning point in United States coinage history. They are the first dimes to reflect the post-silver era. and are part of a larger story of economic changes. In the 1960s. The transition to clad coins also set the stage for the coins that we still use today in everyday transactions. Understanding this history not only helps collectors appreciate the dime for its design but also gives context to its value. Even though it is no longer made of silver, the 1965 dime is a small coin